miles on this. Dude, she is awesome.
All right, you guys, we told you there was gonna be a big announcement today, and here it is.
It's a long time coming, lots of time, lots of effort.
It's been about a year in the making all of this happen, and we're super excited to share it with you guys. We have our own jerky line, you guys.
Pretty dang good too.
We wanted to make it like car themed.
We wanted people to be able to have some jerky that they knew was their own jerky. So
Gearhead jerky.
Yeah, we named this Motor Munch Jerky. Anytime I go on a road trip, I stop and get jerky. So for me, like, cars and jerky are hand in hand.
Some good old boys from Nebraska came to us about a year ago asking if we wanted to do this with them, and we jumped on it because we love jerky. And once they sent us samples of what they could make, it was a no-brainer. This is literally the best jerky I've ever eaten, and it's not just because we're selling it. It is so good.
We would like to show you a whole bunch of it, but we have 2 bags of it left to our name currently because my kids have ate everything that they can find.
I'll show you one bag. So
this is it.
Car theme. So this one's our pepper flavor, and it's Pill Out Peppercorn. And then my favorite is Burnout Barbecue, and it is delicious. Which one's your favorite?
I like this one better.
Paul likes the pepper better. I like the barbecue better, and they're both so good.
We got some more flavors in the queue. We got some hot stuff. There's some good stuff coming our way. If you guys are interested in this jerky, the website is
motormunchjerky.com.
Yep, it's right down here somewhere. We'll put it in there. Go get you some. We priced it competitively. For what you're getting getting your money's worth.
You get 1/4 pound of jerky in our bags. Originally they were going to be smaller bags, but we're like, that's not enough. We need some more jerky in there. So we added more so you guys get more bang for your buck. We tried beef and pork jerky, and pork jerky actually won in the flavor test for us. We love pork. Pork won. You guys are going to want to try both flavors, I guarantee you.
So hopefully they sell fast. Jump on, get yourself some.
We only ordered a limited amount this time. Get on it before it's gone, because it's going to be another little while before we can get some more made.
And once you get your jerky, leave us some comments. Tell us what you think. Give us some honest feedback. It's awesome jerky.
Tag us on Instagram.
Yeah, let us know. Show us where you take your jerky when you buy it. Where do you guys like eating it? What do you get it for? So let us know. We got big plans. We just got to make them happen. Thanks for helping us out with our dreams, guys.
Yes, thank you so much for your support throughout the last, what's it been? 4 years. 4 years. You guys are the best. We've already told you this a million times, but you guys are the best viewers anybody could ever ask for. So thank you so much for all your love and support for us. Go to motormunchjerky.com today to try the best jerky you'll ever eat.
It's good.
I'm willing to bet on that, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty dang good. I've pretty much bought every flavor and every kind of jerky that's out there. This is better.
So thanks again, and we will get to the video.
All right, I've been down here painting again. I've got links all painted, frame all painted. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna start buffing axles and getting them ready to paint. But I have a thing that we're gonna go do while we're waiting for this to dry. If y'all remember, the pit bike that we built a long time ago, I have some parts we need to put on it. So we've been ripping this bike pretty hard recently because Josh is here living with us now. So that's my bike, that's the pitter. And if you can see right here, clutch lever has left the chat. Josh crashed it, and yeah. So what we need to do is put new clutch lever on it and then guards so it won't happen again. But we did do some modifications to it. We put some exhaust on it. She rips now. Fire her up. She's a lot louder because my dad built a custom little pipe for it, but it wasn't quite loud for what we wanted because loud is faster, so. She rips now. All right, we'll bring it in the shop and fix it. All right, these are our modifications plus upgrades. We have new grips and a clutch lever and then hand guards. Let's put them on. I don't know how much those are gonna protect, but they'll go for one crash. They're one crash wonder type stuff. Clutch is fixed. I gotta cut some of the grip out, but I have the new grips, so I'll put those on. It's not terrible. They might just flex. They might not bend. They just like. So buff. Scout, do you approve of this? You approve? No comment then? All right, we'll put the grips on it. Oh yeah. Clutch does clutch thing. We are good to go. She's looking beautiful. New grips. This one's got a breakaway. I don't know. That might need to be rotated down just a little bit. There we go. Clutch, grips, guards. She's ready to drop. I think we should take her on a little whip around the house. We'll go for a rip. Cherry now. Grips are actually pretty good. Back to the normal video.
All right, new day in the shop. Same old project. I'm getting excited. This thing is gonna drive here shortly. So we're ticking things off the list on it. I'm getting all the little stuff done. Jace, he's been painting the underneath, getting it all nice and looking good. I'm gonna take and grind the fender wells out, get that handled, get a bunch of little stuff knocked off the list. I'm waiting on a radiator hose. I need an 11-inch radiator hose that's 1 3/4 inches to fit this bottom. Then I can put water in this thing. We're gonna plug wiring on it today. Computer through the firewall, get that all dealt with. We're gonna knock some stuff off the list. We're probably gonna lift it in the air, get the exhaust handled on it, so when we fire it up, it's semi-quietish. We have overflow bottle. Got them out here. Power steering cooler that's got to get mounted. And bleed the brake. So no shortage of stuff to do. Short on time, so we'll get going. Right, I'm no body and fender guy, but that is good enough. All right, just got fuel filter all tied in up here. Fuel lines are tied in. This thing is for real now. I ordered 2 mufflers for it, some Hush Powers. I think I came up with a plan. I've been staring at it for a while. I think I'm gonna put the mufflers right here in the frame rail. So hide them in there on either side. And then we'll wire the exhaust together right here, up, out. Come right out the side right here with it. That's the only game plan I got currently, so it's one we're going with. Next week, I gotta get rock sliders put on it. And that tied in, because this thing's going to Chad's for a little while. He's gonna get all the wiring done in it and hopefully some inside stuff done. I don't know what we're gonna have time to get done. And then we're off to the races. I'm gonna go eat some lunch and then come back and get power steering reservoir I gotta make, overflow reservoir's gotta go on, and then start working on the front clip. All right, just got done eating some lunch. We are topping fluids off. I'm gonna put some tranny fluid in this thing. We're gonna lift it up. We're gonna fill the transfer case full. All the little things that I gotta get done so we can make this start. Then I'm gonna go get the wiring and get it put on this. All right, let's put this thing in there. And we'll put like 3 quarts, I think it's 3 quarts, in the transfer case. Still waiting on 1 radiator hose, and I think we're getting closer. I mean, every day we get closer. I say that all the time, but it's for real. It's getting. All right, let me show you what we got here. So I just gotta pull that plug out and pump it in. We found the speedometer deal for it. Got that put in there. I still have to build a skid plate under this. I don't know what that's gonna look like yet. I gotta dream that up, but let's go find some stuff. All right, is this even gonna happen? Oh, possibly so. About ready to leak this all over myself. I haven't even spilled any yet. I know I'm about to jinx myself, but things are doing good. Yep, there we go. Got her. Ouch, hit my head too. Let me get some sawdust. All right, going in with quart number 2. We're about to find out how much these 241s hold. Could have looked it up. We like figuring things out the hard way. Gonna be at least 2 quarts, I would think. One of you few viewers out there know exactly how many this is, and you're like, oh, you're gonna overflow that? Just possible. I've almost got 2 in it. All right, there's 2. Can't see it in there yet. Number tray. I think that's about what I want. That is full up. Transfer case, check. You guys are ever curious what a 241 holds? 2.5. That's what I could get in it. All right, so figuring out power steering cooler. I have this thing, and it's terrible, it won't mount, but I have this. One of my fans gave me this. I had a leak in it. I welded it up, fixed it. I'm gonna mount it. I'm gonna tuck it right down under here. I cut these little extensions. We're gonna drill and tap them, put them in that, and then we'll go ahead and just weld it in. Landon's here. He's done with school for the week, and I told him to come home because I needed his help. He's getting the steering shock off. Well, he's getting the bracket off. We're gonna get that welded to the frame. More little stuff just handled now the way. It's gonna set something like that. I'm gonna weld these little things right here and basically cut these off, run the hoses down. I should have a power steering cooler installed. Then all I'm minus is the reservoir. I haven't quite got that yet, but I found a stock one that's gonna go in there. So cheap, easy, and efficient. How long can you hold that, Land?
I'm holding it from...
We're gonna see how long you can hold it.
As long as you...
As long as you need to?
I need to.
I don't know where to put this camera. Oh, that's perfect. All right, well, let's bleed some oil. 1 bleeder, 2 bleeders. All right, check this out. Lines are plugged into it. I got to put some clamps on there, and then that part of the cooling system is handled. Landon got our shock thing cut off. We're gonna go ahead and lift it up. He can bolt that back together. I'm gonna weld it on the bottom of the frame.
5 minutes later.
All right, we just got those all tightened up. That is way better for the power steering. So we're getting somewhere right now. I opened all the bleeders. We got fluid to all 4 corners for brake fluid. I didn't even tell you I got this thing mounted. Someone was planning ahead. That mounted right in there. Worked awesome. I'm minus 1 radiator hose, and I could have all the fluids in this thing. So I've been doing a little daydreaming about how to get air cleaner on it. I don't know what that's gonna look like yet. I'm kind of hoping it'll come over the top and in front of the grill right here. Fresh air. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. We're getting some more done. Transmission's full, transfer case is full, fuel lines are in it. I think we're down to plugging some wiring in it, Land. Let's go get some wires. All right, just grabbed our wiring harness. Finest $50 you can spend on Amazon. I hope she works. We'll see. Claims it's easy. Claims I hook some power to that and a couple of grounds up. She works, we'll see. All right, we're getting the shock that's been dangling here forever. We're gonna go ahead and get it welded on and put where it goes. All right, I was all excited until just about 5 minutes ago, and I realized I'd done something I forgot something very crucial when we were putting this transfer case together. It's my own fault, I knew it. Putting the wiring in here and I get this wire right there. I'm like, I know what that wire is. And I don't have anywhere to plug that into. I screwed up. I need a sensor right here in this case. Right there, somewhere close. So I can plug that in. And I didn't put a reluctor wheel on the inside. I didn't do a bunch of stuff. So we've got to pull this thing apart, build a reluctor wheel, put it in there. I mean, it's not a big deal. Well, yeah, it is actually a big deal. We got to tear this whole thing, whole transfer case back out. Don't have to pull a transfer case apart. Just the adapter in between the transmission transfer case. TIG bung in it, make it all fit, get the sensor, put it in it. Then it'll be great. Otherwise, not gonna shift.
3 days later.
All right, the weekend is finally over and we can slow down a little bit. It was a crazy weekend. Diesels in the Mountain was awesome. It was a fun time. We are back on the Onx some more. So today's goal, I'm gonna start this thing just in a minute. So I'm gonna let it down. I got to run some fuel pump wiring off of there, run it up. Temporary stuff, of course. Chad's taking this thing and he is gonna make everything proper on it. So I'm gonna temporary it. I wanna hear it run. I have to pull the transfer case out of this. I didn't do something important. Let me show you on this one that's out. So we're running a manual speedometer gear like this on it. And this motor needs to see a speedometer signal from a sensor like this. So I've got to drill and tap the case and put a wheel like this inside of it. So we'll go ahead and get all that handled. We'll put it together. We'll make it work. By the end of today, this thing will be running and driving. Well, ish. All right, I've done a little bit of wiring. You can call it wiring. I just ran a wire up from the fuel pump. I'm gonna go get some fuel, 4 or 5 gallons in this thing. Then we should be able to touch that on there, watch fuel pressure prime and circulate, do all those things it's supposed to. I have to pull a transfer case out, but I filled the transmission full of oil and I need to start it, circulate oil up into everything so I lose as little as I can once I pull that out. So we're gonna fire this thing. It's gonna run in a few minutes. All right, we're about to test some stuff right here. Think she's gonna leak? Or is it just gonna work?
Just gonna work. I got faith.
That's my hopes too. Oh. I got a little gas on me.
No leaks yet that I can see.
Well, if it was gonna, it would have leaked. And it hasn't back flushed on me. I like it. I think the filler spark's gonna work. We'll see if the pump works here in a second. I don't know that I tightened the fuel filter. We'll know in a second.
Just right quick. Oh, got a leak here.
Not tight?
A and fitting.
Oh yeah,
motors.
A and fitting's not tight. Okay, that's easy enough. We got fuel. Haha. It's gonna run. Yeah, somebody didn't tighten either one of those. Oh yeah, there's fuel pressure.
Tastes good?
Yep. That'll be good on my cast. All right, watch the leaks again.
Got pressure to it.
It's circulating. Cool. I'll hook the computer up, a couple more wires to touch onto here, make sure it's in park, and it should fire.
Yeah, make sure it's in park.
I'll make sure it's in park. Was this one a chassis ground or a battery? I chassis grounded it now.
It doesn't care if it,
Yeah.
in the end, it's going to be all one big
Yeah.
ground circuit.
Chad, you're gonna want to fix this. It's not permanent. It's temporarily permanent, like everything else we build around here. All right, if I touch this here wire on, I don't know if you can hear it on there, but all sorts of little solenoids they're doing their thing. I think we can start this thing. It's gonna be a little loud. We've got the old lone wolf starter on it.
What's that?
Somebody didn't tighten the flywheel up. We're gonna go ahead and hold off for a minute. I'm gonna lift this back up. I'm not sure if there's flywheel bolts in it.
Is there oil in it?
There's oil in it. They got put in. They never got tightened. So the starter's coming back out and we'll tighten them.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
How all that dirt got in there.
Flashback to the time you were mobbing through the trees.
Hey! Wouldn't have done that, Jace.
It's gonna hit the fan.
It'll be close.
Beautiful.
Good.
That's HOA approved. Or
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna
that's
watch
good.
out.
I fixed the clutch. No. The bolts are too long. They're too stinking long. They'll be fine to start it.
Soft clearance a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, they're not rubbing. It won't get tight. It's the torque converter rattling on the flywheel. Starting to think my ignition's backwards.
Should pop though.
None of those were important.
Not says the destructions.
I couldn't see in there where it said which is coil pack left and right.
I didn't read all the instructions.
I
just the
did,
color
and I
code.
couldn't see anything in there. And we'll get back to you in a minute. We'll figure this out.
Huh?
What is that? It's only getting spark for just a second. Is it fuel pressure or? This is a sensor problem. I'll bet it fires right up right now.
Are we putting bets on this or what?
Oh yeah.
Put $1 on it. It doesn't.
I'll take your dollar. You can buy me the biggest ice cream tonight. I'll bet it lights. Just
On
runs.
fire. Or...
We're doing it right now. Fire and hole. So, the problem I had, it was me. I am the problem. I had the map sensor plugged into the cam sensor. One's trying to monitor air, one's trying to tell it when to fire. I don't know what happened, but fixed it. It's good. So hopefully the trans is down now and I can, oh yeah, there's a lot less on the stick. So now I can pull the transfer case, fix the other sensor in there. Me and sensors, I'm seeing a pattern.
Yeah.
Fix that problem. It runs though. That makes me feel way happier. When I'm out doing donuts in the yard out there, I'll feel way happier. Oh, I'm going to.
One-handed donuts.
No, I'll have this back. By the time Chad gets back with it, my arm will be fixed. All right, didn't video a lot. Hold on. Alrighty, I got the trans out. Or, not a transfer case out. Right there. So this little reluctor wheel is gonna have to go on right there. We're gonna have to build the sensor. That's not good. I'm allergic to work. This is probably gonna be a lot of work. That's why that just happened. So yeah, we'll get going. There is the sensor I need. Alrighty, let's see if we can do some major taping. By golly, I can read a tape measure. Alright, I think all I gotta do is clean this out really good, weld a pretty good bung in there, chuck it up in the mill, flatten it, drill a hole and tap it. So, that's all. All right, I didn't just show you, but I just chucked this up in the mill, milled this off flat. So sensor, which is right here, will set right on that, just dandy. I'll drill a hole in it, put it in right there. So gonna be pretty easy. I'll do some measuring again, make sure I get it exactly right, and then just a matter of threading it, and we're done at that point. All right, I got this thing all chucked up. Gonna drill that hole out, get it ready to tap, and basically I can go back together at that point. Once I get it tapped, then we'll set the depth. I'll show you all that, how to do that. So basically, you only have to do this if you're going from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. So most, normally, your sensor would be right here. But we needed that manual speedometer gear so that we can run the original speedo in the truck. Will it work? Did I do all this trouble for nothing? I don't know yet. I hope not. We'll see if we can make it happen. All right, good or bad? I got a hole in it. All right, we are ready to rock. I found me a socket that fits the tap. So here we go. Coated up good with some tap magic. That was painless. See if it fits. Something tells me that that was way too easy. Doesn't fit. I got killer threads. Everything looks good. It's not the right size. Oh, yeah. If the sensor just fit through there, I think it'd be awesome. I didn't measure that.
Well, the good news is you can always go bigger.
I can go bigger once I figure out what size this is. Son of a gun.
It's a giant pain in the butt to put the material back.
Oh yeah, I'd have been welding for a minute. Got this all machined down. Everything's flat and nice. I am waiting for a tap. I thought I had the right tap. Turns out I had a 7/8 14 and I need a 7/8 18 tap. So it'll be here tomorrow. Ordered it. We'll tap this, put it all back together. I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole in this and put a set screw in it so that I can lock it down tight. And then we are building. Day's winding down. Look at this. This just got here. This makes my life so much easier. Let me show you what this is. These guys do killer work. You've seen me put this stuff, seen me put these in other things. So my FJ has shifters from these guys. They know what they're doing. We were gonna build some, and then we realized how much time it was gonna take to build the brackets. There's the bracket that just bolts to the transfer case. The cable and the shifter right there. So that's everything out of that box. Check this out. Let me put this down for a second. There we go. That was painful to watch. All right. Shifter is ready to rock. Got all that stuff on, all the pattern. I'm ready. We can bolt that to the floor, and she is ready to go. 4 low will be all the way forward like that. Neutral, 2, 4 high. Tomorrow we'll have that bolted into here. I'll have the transfer case fixed, put back together in the morning when my tap shows up. I'm running out of stuff to do tonight. All right, it's lots of hours later, and I've done lots of different random stuff. But I finally got back to this. I got it put on. I got all the screws put in it, countersunk, Loctite on it. So tomorrow when I get my tap, I will finish that thing, and we will get it put back in this. With any luck, we'll take this for a little rip tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited. This is going to be a good day. So lots done, but it's 9 o'clock at night, and I've had all I want. Took my brace off, get my arms some air. It's feeling pretty good. Still stiff, but it's feeling better. So any luck, I'll be using this thing in a few weeks. So we're out. All right, it's morning. It's a new day, same projects. So I waited till today to have a tap to be able to put this sensor and everything in it. Tap got here just like it was supposed to, but if you'll see that, 7/8 14. I already had one of those. I needed a 7/8 18. So basically, that's not happening today. We'll wait until tomorrow. Supposedly they'll have me a new tap tomorrow. We'll see, but no shortage of stuff to do anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting front clip back on this. I'm gonna get the front all dealt with, bolted on, hooked up. I'll get water in it. Then we can build air cleaner, fix the dipstick. It needs fixing. Lots of stuff to do. I'll just get going. All right, we're going for it. We're gonna pour some antifreeze in this thing, see if she leaks. We've done quite a lot of welding on this since the last time it was in here. This radiator was in this originally and we just used it. So it should be sufficient to cool this thing. With all the modifications we've done to it, it should be fine. 1 gallon down. How many is it gonna take?
Half of that.
No, it should take like 3 or 4 gallons. We gotta fill the motor. I think we're golden. Alrighty, where did this portion? I need to finish power steering. So I don't have a cap on this. Need a cap. So what I have is some scrap pieces of aluminum, a cap, and some old sign. I'm gonna cut some parts out. I'm gonna turn this into a little reservoir and make it set right there. So hopefully it's good when I'm done. We'll find out. We'll get going on it and see what we can turn it into. We're going for it. I think that's actually what I needed. I always amaze myself when I start reading in thousandths of inches and stuff if it's actually gonna come out, but I think this one's good. Fits. And it fits. Woo, hot. Look at that. So now I just need to cut one more of those to go on the bottom without the hole in the middle. So we'll set it back up, burn one more hole. Alrighty, nothing left to do but to weld it together. We'll put a bead around that, we'll weld the top together, then we'll cut a hole in it and figure out what angle this pipe needs to come out of it and how long it needs to be. And we'll put some tabs on it and we'll have ourselves a reservoir in like an hour. All right, I just got this welded up. It's terrible. Some of the hardest stuff I've ever welded. I don't know what's going on with it, but I couldn't make it make a bead. So the neck welded on awesome. So it's got to be this pipe, because that's the only common denominator was the pipe. So it was terrible. I don't know what to do with it. I may grind it off and make it look better. I don't know, but it's not gonna leak. I'm gonna let it cool down. I'll weld some tabs on it. We'll get it mounted. We'll test it. But I'm very proud of that. All right, got the bung welded into it. Now all I got left is a couple of tabs to mount it with. And we can put a hose on this thing, fill it full of power steering fluid. Then next time we start it, we can make the steering work, get the brakes all pumped up. Got a lot of fluid to pump through that thing. All right, so I was just casually wandering around, looking, waiting for this thing to cool off, and I looked and I can see this underneath. See that dripping? So, track the leak down. It's the weep hole in the water pump. It's leaking. So, now I've got to drain all the antifreeze that I just barely put in out, take the whole front end off of it, and change water pump. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. All right, check that out. Finished product is in there. Pour some oil in it and see what happens. Some good old Dextron Mert stuff. See if she leaks. Today, why wouldn't it leak? That's what I have to say. I don't see it leaking. I like it. All right, I've done everything I can do other than what I have to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the radiator, pull it forward, drain all the fluid out of it, and get that water pump off of there so that I can put a new one on it in the morning. I got nothing else to do. Well, I got lots of other stuff to do, but nothing else I can do, so we'll do that. All right, so I think we've undone all this. I think I can undo the fan now, pull it off, and then have enough room to get that water pump off there without tearing the whole front off, taking AC lines, all that stuff off. I think I'm gonna squeak it out of there. Tom, he's been over here quietly just working on the 55. This car's close. We're gonna show you, in the next video, we're gonna show you the 55 running, driving. Tom's been killing it over there. So, but he's gonna pick some parts up in Kanab tomorrow morning, and I will drive this tomorrow, unless something else breaks, which I can't guarantee, which it possibly could. All right, water pump off. Check that out. She's out of there. Right here's the problem. If you see that wheat pole somewhere there causing grief. So she's junk, and we'll put a new one on it in the morning. We'll be all ready for it when Tom gets here with it. So we'll get this thing put together and take it for a rip, unless we don't. I tell you that all the time, that we're gonna do stuff and then we never do it. So I don't want to get y'all excited, but we're doing it this time. All right, today is gonna be a good day. It's a Wednesday. You're gonna watch this on Sunday. I'm a little behind not because of me this time, parts. We have the right tap. There's a 7/8 by 18, so I can get that done. We have a water pump and a new belt, so I can get that all done. Then follow me back here. We've got more parts that showed up today. We've got some Flowmaster. So we've got the mufflers, so we can get exhaust done on this thing today. So I say we, mostly just me. I may recruit Tom to be my other hand. You'll notice I'm castless today. I'm sick of that thing, so I'm just gonna go for it and take it a little easy and hope for the best, I think. We're gonna make this truck run and drive today. Finished? No, but run and drive. Alrighty, check this out. Got ourselves a sensor. She works. Holes put in. I'm gonna bolt it to the case here and then get depth set on it. We're money. Alrighty, let me get a little light on this. I'll show you if you can see it. Sensors in there, wheels in there. Things are happening. I'm gonna get this all bolted back in, and then we'll show you that it works. First, I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw a water pump in it because I have stuff scattered all over the front. I'll get that handled, and we'll put it in the air and put the transfer case back. Alrighty, water pump. It's all back to the way it was. So I'm gonna pour some water in it. It's not gonna leak. I know it's not gonna leak. We're gonna be good to go. Transfer case next. All right, we are to the point before Jace goes to school. We're gonna use his teenage muscles. Okay, you're gonna wanna hang on to the back side because this has gotta go up in, like so. You bring that over here and I'll assist you. Don't drop it. It's heavy.
Stupid to grab.
All right, I'll help you. I'm gonna go ahead and set that camera sideways right there. You got it? There we go. It's gotta go over, bud. Okay.
Is there?
Yeah. We'll get a couple bolts in it and then it ain't going nowhere. All right, that was terrible, but no injuries, and it's in. Jace is getting her tightened up. I'll hook drive lines back up, and I'll put a sensor in it. So everything should be right. We just thread that bad boy in there. There she is. One speedo sensor installed. 2 days worth of work. Day and a half, well, Wasn't all that much work, just wait time for parts to show up, but speed sensor's in. We can drive this thing. All right, it is time. We're not going backwards anymore, forwards. So we got this JB Custom fabrication bracket to put in for the 4-wheel drive shifter. I'll get that bolted in, and then basically I can let this thing down, put some antifreeze back in it. We can fire it up and get it warmed up. We can probably run it on the hoist, watch it go through all the gears, know that it's gonna shift, know that my sensor's doing what it needs to, and then we start assembling. This shifter's pretty easy to install. So you change the lever off of, this is the old lever, put the new one on it, and then run a cable to it and it shifts. Pretty simple. And we're into simple because we're out of time on this. So plus these guys make a killer product. I run them in pretty much everything I own now. Tow truck's getting them, FJ has them, this has them, all the good stuff has them. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck. A brand new freaking trans cooler's toast. All right. We've got more problems, as you will see, or you've just seen. Trans cooler's leaking. Broke it right there. This one's bent. I don't currently have one of those, so I know I promised I was going to drive this thing, but it doesn't appear that I'm going to drive this thing right yet. So I'll see if I can find a trans cooler and we can put on it, but that's going to slow me down. We'll get back to you.
One humongous meal later.
All right, we got some lunch in us, a little better attitude. So I found this piece. It's not going to do much cooling with this piece in it, but it's going to hook these two lines together, give me a chance to drive this thing. So I'm going to go ahead, undo those, put this in there, and we'll fire this back up, check for leaks, get it all topped off with fluids, see if it drives. Well, see if it shifts, then we'll make the brakes work, then we'll drive. All right, let me get my sophisticated starting system out here. Those tow wires you put right in there, and then you just... Check some fluids. Sounds freaking good, man. That's just what I want with the radiator. Cool air. Oh yeah. You'll stay cool. All right, right now I'm pretty optimistic again. I'm back to a positive poly instead of what I was earlier. I wanted to burn this thing to the ground a minute ago, but now I'm getting happier again. We're trying to get it up to temperature so everything will open up and life will be good. So we're getting there. Not really, the bottom hose is still cold as can be, so it's gonna take a while, but things are looking good. Smoke's starting to come off things, so we're gaining. All right, so this thing is up in the air, just barely off the ground. I'm gonna make sure the trans does all the shifting it's supposed to do here. Oh, climb up in this thing. Okay. It shifts. Woohoo! All right, she shifts. I'm stoked. It shifted. We've seen all the gears right there, so that is good. We're gonna let it down, get a little better angle. Actually runs really good. All right, so she's good. I got all the fluids topped off, tranny's up. It has all the gears it's supposed to have. I'm completely stoked. Way better attitude right now than about 2 hours ago, I can tell you that. It's not overheating.
I didn't hear any bubbles or
No.
bubbles or anything.
No, this thing's actually happy. All right, we're going for it. Exhaust, it's happening. So, hush puppies are in there. I'm gonna bend over into that side. Gonna come right here behind the transfer case. Y in and back up out. So, what are you doing here, Jace?
We're doing some tire swap-a-rooings.
All right. So, Firestone called me up a while ago and said, hey, we got a couple of tires that need a home. Do you need them? And I was like, I don't have anything that takes that size of tire, but the way we go through tires around here, send them my way. We'll put them on something. Jace got himself a new ride last night. He traded the Corvette off and got himself a 2001 Chevy. 1500 extended cab. All of a sudden, we've got a place for these brand new Firestones to go, right?
Yep.
So tell us the plan.
Alright, so these are the tires off my Dakota, tires and rims. And these were the ones I had on it.
Bead locks.
But we gave the tires that were on these to Hunter.
Some Dirty Lifes.
So we're just going to do a big old
So he's
swap.
taking the Dirty Lifes wheels, putting the Firestone 35s on those, going back on the Dakota, taking these old Mickey Thompson looking wheels, putting the new tires on them, the new Firestones on them, and going on the truck way out there. We'll show you when he gets all the switching done how it looks. Before and afters, you can tell us if he just wasted like 2 hours of his life, or, well, the bead locks will look better on his Dakota, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That is really all that matters. All right, some stuff has been going on. I haven't been videoing it very much, well, at all. But I'm getting exhaust built. I've got mufflers hidden, mufflers. I'm just building this Y conglomeration here. So why, you might ask? Because I need it. Just kidding. All right, so that was funny, right? Thanks, Jace. Thanks. He's got my back always. So I'm gonna go ahead, tack this, tack that, tack this. Then I can cut these two tack welds here, pull that whole mess out, weld it all up, poke it back in, and weld it permanently. Then the tricky stuff gets going. So I've been telling you guys, really, let me show you. There's no room in the back. We put a giant fuel tank in here so that we could get somewhere and not have to worry about packing fuel. There's nowhere to run the exhaust out of. Right there is where I think it's coming out of. So I'm gonna come out of this, immediate up, over, kind of a little bend here, and out the side. That's the game plan. We'll see if I can make that happen. I'm pretty confident that I can. All right, there it is. The whole side, I'm gonna weld that whole thing up. Then I should be able to poke it back in, weld the couple of joints I can get to. Building 3-inch after that. All right, got her back in here. I'm gonna go ahead and weld the 2 welds I have to. And then we're probably gonna drive it as is with that. We'll finish the exhaust another day because I got stuff to do. All right, I'm to the point we're gonna let this down and bleed some brakes, I think. I'm ready to drive this thing today. Even if it's around the block, I'm ready to drive it. We'll see what she'll do. We gotta fire it up real quick and see if the exhaust sounds any better. I think it'll probably sound pretty good. Let me get my technical wiring starter out. Oh, I gotta fix the bell or the torque converter bolts. That sounds pretty good. Not gonna lie. I like it. Whack that throttle one time. That's not too bad, really. I dig it. I'm gonna fix torque converter bolts real quick. Then I'm gonna bleed some brakes. All right, Tom's doing some last minute fixing, which means zip tying the ECU down on the top of the motor so it doesn't fall, so we can drive this thing somewhere. So we need to go for a rip in it, but I have one problem. There's a Dodge Dakota behind it with a tire off of it, and kids making tires here. So
Making progress.
he'll get this tire put back on, we'll get some exhaust stuff burned off of it, and then we'll go for a rip. All right, time has come. Maiden voyage. We're gonna go. If I'm not back, keep your phone by you.
Okay.
We're not calling you, but I hope. The doors, they're gonna pop open. We haven't fixed that yet. We got brakes. Feels good.
It's awfully smooth.
Door. Oh, hey, you want to put that back in the battery and hit my starter button again?
Hey, it died. They made it really far. Hey, but that is a success. It made it out of the shop, which that's all that matters. Right, Scout?
We lost our power. I can put miles on this. It's comfortable. It really is. Not bad. A little dusty because the door's open in the back. Two-wheel drive hill climb. Freaking door.
She is a little fat. I bet you a good tune in it. She'll wake right up.
Yeah, it's got a 6.0 tune in a 5.3. Well, it's not terrible for a high-geared sucker.
I'm super impressed.
Yeah.
It's nice and straight. I mean,
when it
holy
drives
moly.
down the road, like, this thing's freaking awesome. Doesn't freaking jalopy or...
No, there's no bathtub.
Let's go to Orville and get a coat. Hope the highway patrol's not here. If you're watching, thank you.
No alternator.
No alternator. We're good. We're gonna be fine. Yeah, so Adam's putting drive shafts together for this. We got 0 vibrations, unbalanced 40-inch tires. This thing just drives. We can go tomorrow to the Onx Challenge.
Oh yeah.
Get Chad loaded up, and I'm out of here, man.
I'll take it as a good day.
It's a good day. That spray foam took most of the rattles out of it.
I think it's a great idea. Insulation, sound deadening, all mine, all in one.
Give us a chance to see. I don't know what that was, but we may need it.
Sounded like it might have been important.
back of the motor. We don't need it. Oh. It actually rides down the road pretty killer.
It's super smooth.
Yeah.
Like, way smooth.
Gosh. We are gonna get a ticket right now today. I don't even dare look back. Please! Hope the highway patrol's not here. If you're watching, thank you. I hope he doesn't turn around. We weren't going faster than 45, were we?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so.
You ain't made the corner back there.
Well, we'll see if we're living right today. Hopefully you just seen it and thought, what in the heck is that? That's what I would have thought.
Said Matt and their brave drove that on town.
How fast are we going? Oh yeah. Not what I thought. He's not behind the shed, is he?
There ain't nobody back there, just that board.
Oh, we're golden then. He did not want to mess with us today. Thank you, Mr. Highway Patrol. 70? Just cruises. Doesn't even feel bad.
70 miles an hour with no tailgate, the back open, having a conversation in it.
Yeah. That was a successful first test drive. Ooh, we're out of fuel. Pump's whining a little bit. Dude, she is awesome.
Just cruises.
This thing cruises down the road. It is so good. We probably have to put some bolts in the shocks though. There's some stuff that we've noticed that is not done.
There's no shocks in it?
There's no bolt in that orange.
Oh.
Right there?
The bolt, this one, no nut.
Yeah, well, that one has a bolt and no nut. So we got some stuff to do, but this thing is sweet. No overheating. We need a trans cooler still. I love it. Let me take the key off.
Sweet.
All right, so 3 hard days of slaving on this thing, going backwards a whole bunch of times, but finally we drive it and it's everything I hoped it is. This thing is cool and it works really good. So next time we'll make it look like a Jeep. The whole front will be on it. We'll get some of the stuff buttoned up. We'll get the tailgate in it, maybe some rock sliders on it. So thanks for watching.